Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talked about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, we're plugging right along. Okay, we're in the second pick of the fourth round that we had in this last draft. It's Tonka Hemingway, the defensive lineman out of South Carolina. A lot of people think that defensive tackles are just these huge hulking guys that are just kind of road graders and they're going to plug up the middle and all the stuff. And yeah, there are some guys like that, and they do serve their purpose. But the most effective defensive tackles and defensive linemen that you see that play on the interior and can kind of float around have a quick first step and can knife into the backfield. Nothing tears up offenses more than penetration, giggity. But we want to make sure that the guys that we get to do that also have a couple of other traits. One of the things I really like about Tonka Hemingway is the fact that he always finds himself around the ball. Now, there are some things he needs to clean up when he gets around the ball. He's normally a very good tackler. He's a good closer on the quarterback when he gets into the backfield, but he does tend to get a little funky when it comes to his tackling. And if his initial move doesn't work, he tends to get a little, I wouldn't say complacent, but he tries to just fight too much. He doesn't really use any technique to get around the offensive lineman once he gets stopped in his initial move. So bigger offensive linemen can give him troubles. We're going to take a look at a lot of things here. Some things he does well, some things he needs to work on. The thing we need to really remember is that these guys in the fourth round and on are developmental guys. What you want to look at here is you want to take a look at guys that have good traits that you can build off of. We're going to see a lot of those good traits. Now, normally, Tonka Hemingway does display these really good traits, but there are these certain little instances where Tonka Hemingway does struggle. Now, these aren't things that just simply can't be improved on. These things can be improved, but it's going to take a lot of hard work and a little bit of, creativity by the defensive coordinators to be able to get Tonka Hemingway in the right positions to be successful. That's what good coaches do. They find out what your player does well. They put him in position to succeed. And while they do that, they get him better at the other things until they can make those things that he does well. Now, it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, or it might. Who knows? Again, ultimately, we have no clue until they hit the field and we see it with our own two eyeballs and hear it with our own two earballs. The main thing is we're looking at the traits right now, okay? The thing is, especially on the defensive line, they work together. So if the defensive lineman can warrant a double team, it kind of helps the guys behind them be a little bit more free to run and make tackles. If they get pressure on the quarterback, it helps to get the ball out quicker, and it also helps the defensive back. So it's not solely on the defensive lineman to make all these plays. They just need to wreak havoc. They need to be like annoying and pesty in the backfield. If they can do that, they can cause a lot of problems for the opposing offenses, and Tonka Hemingway has been shown to do that. We're going to take a look at some of his tape, but before we do, I want to make sure everyone please like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free to do, and it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing absolutely nothing and just watching the video. And of course, you guys know I do appreciate that. Okay, enough of that. That's out of the way. Let's look at some tape. All right, first play, it's a short yardage situation. Tonka Hemingway's in the very middle, right over the center. He's going to just dive bomb this. He's so quick. He's so quick off of his first step. He actually ends up getting the quarterback around the ankle and stopping him on this play. Let's take a look. Dives right through. When everyone gets peeled off, you're going to see Tonka Hemingway is right there underneath. Let's take a look at it from this angle here. See him right here, our guy right here. So quick off the snap. He beats everybody out there. Nice work. All right, this play is going to show some of the pass rushing moves that Tonka Hemingway has. And again, that quick first step. He has powerful hands, but he chooses to do more of a speed move and use quick hands on this one to get into the backfield. Let's take a look. Quick first step. Boom. By him. All right, different angle. We're just going to take a look at his move here and his pass rushing skills. Again, he's in a 4-point stance. Okay, this is a defensive tackle doing this move, okay? Boom. Push the hands out of the way. Oh, that's a nice play by the quarterback. On this play, he doesn't make the play, but what he does is his relentless pursuit and his just quickness off the ball is going to cause penalties here. So let's take a look at this really quick. Yeah, he's just, that's a clothesline. What the heck? All right, same play, different angle. Beats the guy inside. The center just likes to clothesline him. Look, that's as good for me. That's as good as a tackle for loss, because you're going to get a negative play if you're having these guys to hold you like that because you're beating them off the ball so bad. Right here, we're going to watch Tonka get his hands on the offensive lineman and really control him and make the tackle. Boom, grabs him. Nice tackle. They were counting on that block to seal him off, and he just threw him out of the way. It was nice work. All right, I don't know what's going on with my highlight tool. It's not working, but there he is, number 91, okay, in black. He's right over, lined up over the guard. Now, this play, you're going to see that when Tonka Hemingway's initial move doesn't work, he doesn't beat the offensive lineman with his initial move. He kind of just gets stagnant and just kind of like tries to wrestle around. He needs to really develop a secondary move. Watch this. There he is over the center. Gets blocked. He really is just kind of sitting there. You need to see a little bit more activity than that. You need to be able to get your move set a little bit quicker, a little bit better than that. It's just he was kind of resigned to the fact that he got blocked. Again, there he is, number 91. He's over the guard. He's just not very strong at the point of attack on this play. He tried his initial rip move. It didn't work. He kind of just got overpowered a little bit. So this is what happens when he goes against bigger offensive linemen. He needs to be able to use his hands a little bit better than this. And if he gets his initial move stuffed, he needs to be able to have a secondary move. So we saw it against the pass. It's like now against the run, his initial move is blocked. Nope, he's kind of thrown around there. Yeah, you need to be a little bit stronger at the point of attack than that. If you're going to rip, you got to commit to the rip and get to that gap that you're looking to get into. Just little things he needs to work on. It's more of a footwork thing on this one. All right, this play is going to show Tonka Hemingway's quick first step. We're going to see here that he gets into the backfield and he disrupts the play. Now, he doesn't cause the fumble, but he's into the backfield quickly, and that's really what we need. And all we can ask for from the defensive tackles is to be disruptive of the opposing offense. And that's what he does in this case here. Gets right through. Now, did he cause the fumble? Maybe the fact that he was getting into the backfield caused the quarterback running back exchange to be kind of messed with a little bit, but ultimately he did make the play. But I think the trait of getting into the backfield often is something that we need to look at here and really build off of. On this play here, Tonka Hemingway puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he causes an incomplete pass. He causes the quarterback to throw the ball early because of the pressure, and it's incomplete, so it's a great play. Now, we talked a little bit earlier about Tonka Hemingway, his lack of a secondary move or a second or a complementary move, right? Well, when his first move works, this is what you're going to get. He's going to be he's in the backfield a lot. So this is what you're going to get when the first move works. So that's why when he gets a complementary move, he's going to be able to confuse the offensive lineman that much more. Watch this. Great move. Yeah, he caused the hurry, and the receiver wasn't ready for the pass. The quarterback had to throw it early, and it was incomplete. Great work. Okay, end zone view here over number 55. You're going to see the same play. Look at that. Poof. Nice work. Nice hands. That's really one of the things that you can ask for here from the defensive tackle is, yeah, you got to expect them to make a sack on every play. But if you hurry, if you disrupt the timing of the quarterback, that's excellent work by Tonka Hemingway. All right, this play is rather unfortunate, okay? Now, again, I don't know what's going on with my highlighted tool. It works sometimes it doesn't. I'm not going to screw with it. You guys know enough football. So number 91, he's lined up in between the center and the left guard, okay? I hope you can see that from where you're watching. Number 61 is the center. Number 57 is the guard in white. And we're looking at number 91 in black as Tonka Hemingway. Here, he busts through and he gets into the backfield to disrupt the play, but he's not able to make the play. He's not able to wrap up. Now, there was a lot of traffic, a lot of junk around him to really kind of throw him off balance. But if you get that far in the backfield and you're able to get your hands at least a little bit on the running back, you have to slow him down more than this. And look what happens, unfortunately. Here he gets through, missed the tackle, and he gone. He goes touchdown. I don't need to see the rest. Let's back it up a little bit and watch the rest of it again. Okay, so at the snap, quick off the snap, look, great move. The guard is looking to drive block, and Tonka sees that, swims over him. So look, he's already beat the guard, so he's right there to make the play. And kind of a nice work by the tackle to come in here and try to clean it up, but ultimately, look, this is where he is. He's there to make the play. He doesn't wrap him up, and he's gone, unfortunately. That's a tough play to make, but if you want to make it in the NFL, you got to make these plays. You got to disrupt these guys. Unfortunately, he didn't make the tackle in the backfield, and the running back went and got the touchdown. Okay, this play is going to show some strength at the point of attack. He beats a double team and makes the tackle. Right now, again, I apologize, guys. I don't know what's going on with my highlighter tool, but number 91 Tonka Hemingway is lined up in between the center and the right guard, so in between number 61 and number 55. He's going to make a late line shift, and he's going to beat the double team and make the tackle. Watch this. Great strength at the point of attack. Shifts over at the snap, beats the two guys. Boom, he's in there for the tackle. That's nice work. Let's take a look at that again. So here we are at the snap. Shifts over. All right, there's a double team right there. 55 and 78 are going to double. 55 is a little bit out of position. 78 is a nice position here. So 55 being off balance, it kind of leaves the alley open, but these are still two massive human beings. You still have to make the play. You still have to beat the double team. That's exactly what he does. He's still looking in the backfield. He sees the ball carrier. He splits the double team and gets into the ball carrier. Nice job. All right, guys, we saw a bunch of different plays, man. Again, nothing spectacular here because that's really not his game. He's not one of those fast twitch guys. He's more of an effort guy. If he does win off the line of scrimmage, it's with his get off and with his quick hands. And he's just going to cause a lot of havoc. He's always in the backfield. He doesn't make anything comfortable for the opposing quarterback or the opposing running backs. He's always in there kind of like sticking his nose in and being an irritant. You have a guy like that, you're going to be able to get free linebackers running, and you're going to get a lot of attention to him, which leaves attention away from other players on the defensive line. Again, he has some things that he has to clean up, okay? He does need to develop a secondary move or a complementary move. He needs to get that. For every move he has, he needs to have a counter move, a complementary move, a secondary move. He needs to develop those. Also, he needs to get stronger at the point of attack, be more consistent being strong at the point of attack. He needs to identify the double team a little bit quicker and knife through and beat him. He's quick enough to do it, and he's strong enough to get in there. He needs to identify those double teams a little bit faster, because when he does, he usually makes the play. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching the video. I really appreciate you guys. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free to do, and it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing absolutely nothing and just watching the video. Come on, guys, help me out. I'm trying to build a community here for Raider Nation. Tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your mamas, tell your baby mamas, tell your friends' haters, your mama's friends, your haters' moms, whoever. Tell everybody that you know that Raiders versus the world is the best thing going in Raider Nation today. All right, guys, that's my time. Until next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.